Well, he had an idea. Charlie Sheen, director, producer, TV star, film star, and it has grown and grown. 20minuteswiththepresident.com or Infowars.com. Cristo Garcia, the winner, first place, $14,000 paid by Charlie. I said, we'll have second and third place. I'll pay that. I'm going to be covering that the next few days. It was a lot of other great entries, but Cristo's really was a cut above the rest. We appreciate everybody's effort. Everyone wins by participating in telling the truth. Going back to Charlie Sheen, Charlie, I mean, when we talk privately, you discuss integrity at the end of the day is all that matters. And I know this 20 Minutes with the President is really feeling good right now, doing the right thing.
Oh, absolutely, Alex, absolutely. And the response to it, regardless of you know, how, you know, the mainstream media dealt with it, if you read the blogs and the postings and everything else, you can see that it really it really struck something with the people. It really struck something. It really, you know, reignited the truth movement on some level. It just, you know, even, you know, people on the street would come up to me randomly and say, you know, I didn't believe any of that crap until I read your piece. And I went, oh, wait a minute. That's a lot of that stuff is hard to debate or disassemble. And it's, wow, man, you've really opened my eyes, and I'm going to start spreading the word. And it's like, you know, it's like I told you at the beginning of this thing, if we can, you know, change one person's view and then they tell one person and so on, that's how any movement begins. And so, you know, I don't look at this as, you know, 20 Minutes with the President as any kind of a failure because we didn't wind up on Larry King Live or, you know, GMA or whatever. You know, I look at it as a real victory and as a real hope that people are, you know, ready to embrace the truth.
Well, it was a total success, but every time we got the emails or you got them and you were sending them to me, it was, we want to interview you for the news, and you knew they could cut all that up. When you wanted a 50-50 live debate, they would not give it to you because they wanted to be able to manipulate and play with what you were saying. Of course.
It's what they do. It's how they do it. It's what they do all day, every day. And then, you know, it's, you know, as long as they've got them as their mouthpiece, then, you know, I don't want to say we're stuck in an uphill struggle, but we've got our work cut out for us, people. You know, there's no question about that.
At the same time, the mainstream controlled corporate press is not going to tell us how much success we've had. Charlie, you talk about people on the street coming up to you. I've been with you when, you know, people come up and they bring up 9/11 Truth and thank you for what you've done. But I'm just little old Alex Jones with a radio show and documentary films I make. My cousin was visiting from Chicago, and it was my dad's birthday, so we were getting food for the party and you know, buying a late gift. And literally in Austin, every person we walked into, every person in a parking lot, all the people at the gas station, the guy behind the counter, everyone. I mean, it was like a hallucination or something. I couldn't believe it. Everyone was serious and focused and saying, revolution's in the air. The truth is, you know, there. We're standing up. You know, one guy mentioned Charlie Sheen, 20 Minutes with the President. There is an explosive awakening happening, and we're just little ripples on the surface.
Wow, that's so exciting to hear. And it's you know, if it's happening on that level, hopefully it's happening domestically and globally, you know.
Well, it was your courage 3.5 years ago going public for 9/11 Truth that I clearly have tracked and chronicled as a trigger point because people really resonated with the courage. They knew you were intensely private, and I'm not trying to sit here and, you know, heap worshipful support on you, but we do need to start respecting and appreciating courage again. Charlie, why did you go public for 9/11 Truth? I mean, we know you questioned the official story, but why did you take the plunge when so many other A-listers I've talked to know the truth but are scared?
I couldn't sit back and pretend like everything was okay and it didn't matter. It was because I was looking at how the state of the world was developing and how these evil bastards were ruining the entire planet. and all of humanity with their evil agenda. And I couldn't sit back. And, I think we spoke about this before. I first came out on the 1-year anniversary of the war. And so it wasn't just a random day. It was a very specific time to remind people, hey, wait a minute. Let's take a look back. Let's look at the reason we're there. And, and the reason we have plans to continue through the entire region, So it was just one of those things where I couldn't not do something. I had to come forward,
Well, we appreciate it, and it's another example of standing up, doing the right thing, in the end having a huge effect. Christo, you were trying to say something when I interrupted you.
I was just going to say that the patriotism and courage that you two gentlemen have shown inspired me to then begin making my own videos, and that's how movements grow. And it's just crucial that just one person will stand up and say, hold on a second, that's not the truth, and I'm going to stand up for the truth. And then you see that all the dominoes start to fall in the other direction.
Yes, of course. And also, Christo, we cannot wait. We can't wait 50 years like we had to with Pearl Harbor. We can't wait 30 years like we had to with Gulf of Tonkin. We can't wait, 40 years like we had to with JFK. We just can't wait because it's like, the late, great Aaron Russo so eloquently said, in his final interview documentary with Alex, until we understand 9/11, we cannot move forward. And that was such a powerful message that he was able to leave behind.
Well, the time is now.
It's so true.
The time is now for action. And one of my favorite Alex Jones quotes is, if you want to rush, why don't you try fighting tyranny?
Yeah, there you go.
Because it gets me up every day now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and there's always a fight to be had when you're when you're carrying that torch,
Well, Charlie, you are a chip off the old block. Your dad is such a great guy and so informed, and the times I've got to hang out with him, just another amazing individual. I know your father and mother and brother and other family are very proud of the work you've done with 20 Minutes with the President.
Yeah, no, they were thrilled. They were concerned for me and my family's safety and all of that, but most of that stuff just happens in the movies. But yeah, no, and they were really proud and they were really supportive. I still think, Alex, we should have videoed the night that my dad and I read it together to make sure that the final draft was ready to be published.
I know, sitting there watching you and your father, him playing the part of the president, which he's so good at, you playing the part of Charlie Sheen yourself, watching them sitting around that table outside under the Los Angeles stars was just amazing. And I do wish, who knows, down the road, maybe we can set up a camera and get your dad to read 20 Minutes with the President with you.
Why not? Why not? I mean, he's so supportive of the entire movement. He's not as public as I am about it, but he has gone on the record, and I saw a video of him
with Building 7. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. He said he didn't want to believe any of it until he looked at that and he went, "Wait a minute, that just doesn't add up," And I said, "Well, Dad, here's about 500 other examples that don't add up,"
Well, gentlemen, closing comments as we end this hour.
Christo?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you, gentlemen, for giving me the opportunity to turn your script into a film. It was quite an honor. And, Alex, if you want me to make a docudrama about your life, I think that all American patriots need to be brought into the mainstream as stars. I think we need more visibility for you, for Ron Paul, and for other characters that are willing to step up and tell the truth.
Well, I'm flattered because we haven't really mentioned that Christo's made TV shows with P. Diddy and Victoria Gotti and others. So you're a big guy in TV yourself. Obviously, why you won, but everybody was open for the contest. But thank you, Charlie. 30 seconds. Closing comments, my friend.
I think the three of us, Christo, you, and myself, need to get together and plan the next secret project that we're going to launch into the face of tyranny.
Oh, could this be the guy to be part of your next operation?
Yes, indeed. I think we found our man.
Charlie Sheen, Christo Garcia, the winner of 20 Minutes with the President. The video's up on Infowars.com. The winner. Next hour, I'll get into ClimateGate, the latest vaccine deaths and recalls. It's all coming up as we warn the public about the New World Order. Charlie Sheen, Christo Garcia, I'll say bye to you during the break. I want to salute both of you. We are certainly brothers in arms, fellow travelers for liberty and truth and freedom. And I'm just glad to be alive and to know you. I love you both. We'll be right back.
Alex, I love you too. Thank you, Christo. Congratulations. I'll talk to you guys soon.
You guys rock.